Hey everybody, Vince August here. It is Monday, March 21st, and spring has sprung, and some of us have sprung a leak as inflation is getting higher, things are getting tougher, and one of the things that I have noticed that I want to touch on in this live is how rich people, wealthy people are really, really good at telling people that don't have financial resources that they have, how we should live our lives, how we should overcome these difficult financial times. Look, we saw Kim Kardashian a couple weeks ago. She was interviewed in, I think it was Variety, and she said to women out there, look, the key to being successful is get off your ass. That's right. That's all it takes. Get off your ass. Look, it does help if your dad left you like $100 million in a trust fund, and you got a mom that basically used you guys as assets and put you in a sex video, and all of a sudden you blew up on the internet and things like that, and your family was already heavily connected with all kinds of people, and how that helps. That helps a little bit, but you got to get off your ass. Look, I'm not trying to hate on the Kardashians. I actually have accomplished something amazing in my life. I have made it to this point in my life without ever watching the Kardashians on that show. An amazing feat. I have managed to do it. I'm not trying to hate on them. God bless them. They've had success. They've all managed to accumulate millions, if not billions of dollars, huge empires. That's great. But when you start telling people that did not start their drive for the end zone at the 50-yard line, that we started our drive back at the 1-yard line, how we need to navigate our way down the field. Like what's the old saying? Like, I just use the football analogy. Some people say, you were born on third base and you act like you hit a triple. So there are different ways to go about this type of thing. And I've noticed during the pandemic, everybody, hashtag stay inside, stay safe, stay inside. Remember it was stay inside, and they were telling us, look, we can get through this. I'm going to stay inside my 10,000 square foot house, as difficult as it may be, and I'm going to manage to get through this with my double sub-zero freezers, Viking stove, and all the food that I have delivered. You're going to listen, I know your apartment is the size of my closet, but you're going to manage to get through this because we're all in this together. Look, we may all be in the same storm together, but we have different boats. All right. And for the people out there saying, oh, Vin, look, easy for you to do. You're flying around on private jets. First of all, not my private jet. Second of all, you don't know my situation. You don't know what the situation I've been in. I can tell you right now, I have been online at a food store and had my credit card rejected because I reached my max and I had to take food off a conveyor belt for food shopping. I remember there was a time where my business was down to a least amount of money that I couldn't afford the next month's rent. I know what it is to struggle. I haven't had health insurance since 2010, okay, because my jobs don't come with health insurance. And when I look at the expenses of health insurance versus taking some chances at, look, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to take that money, I'm going to save it and invest it in case, I don't know, something like a global pandemic comes along and I need money for a rainy day to survive, a period of 2 years, while the country and the world tries to figure itself out. See, people do different things. So don't assume what people do or don't do just because, he's a lawyer. Look, he's opening for Trevor Noah. He's on the road. He's staying at different. No. Ain't my plane. Ain't my tour. I'm the opening comic. I'm the warm-up guy. I'm not the guy who everyone is paying to go see. So don't right away assume what someone's life is. Even if you see them living high on the hog on Facebook and Instagram, people always want to put their best face forward, I like to say. Don't assume certain things. So one of the things that we saw recently, and I don't want to get into whether you support it, whether you don't support it, whose side you're on. Look, I know everybody that was a COVID expert is now a political science expert and an expert on wars and Europe and European history. I get it. You guys know everything. Bravo. Congratulations. You're amazing at being able to solve all the world's problems. Kudos to you. But one of the things that I have noticed that we have seen is this price of democracy, price of freedom, and how people are telling, how rich people with means and access are telling people that don't have the same means and access, how we should be handling this price of freedom. Because remember, we're all in this together. We all need to make the sacrifice. Do we? Do we all need to make the sacrifice? So one of the things that they're saying is, look, hey, gas prices are high. Sometimes, you know what? You just got to bite a bullet. Get rid of that gas car. Go get yourself an electric car. That's right. Go get yourself an electric. Sell your current car. Go buy yourself an electric vehicle. The base model Tesla is going for $57,000. That's right. So if you can only afford a used car, if you can only afford a payment of, $300 a month, $350 a month, hey, listen, you know what? No. Get rid of that car, sell that car for 10, 15 grand, and go buy yourself a $57,000 electric vehicle. That's right. Get the electric vehicle, put it at your station. Problem solved. Problem solved. And you say, I can't afford an electric vehicle. Look, I don't have Tesla money. I don't have Tesla money. Well, then, hey, then you know what? Maybe it's time to get rid of your car. That's right. I have heard this as well. Get rid of your car. Get rid of your car. Use public transportation. Because you know what? You're going to save on insurance. You're going to save on car insurance, which is sky high. You're going to save on gas. Just take a bus everywhere. That's right. Because you know what? Buses go to wherever you need to go. Buses go to every comedy club that I get booked for. Buses go to all the events. Buses go to the courthouse. There's a bus stop everywhere. And buses are on time. You don't have to worry about anything like that, right? You don't have to worry about no. You have to worry about COVID on a bus. Definitely not. Just wear a mask. You're vaccinated. What do you care, right? You can't spread unless you're in a closed place and tight place. And then all of a sudden. So this is the other thing I'm saying, the bus thing. Then people are like, look, man, I got to heat my house. I got to do. Hey, you know what? If you're trying to live in your house and your gas price for your house is too high and your gas price for your car and you have to travel to work and all of this gas, here's an idea. Sell your house, move closer to your job. This is another idea I am seeing on the internet. That's right. Sell your house and just move closer to your job. So if you're a school teacher working in a school system and you travel 15 miles, you know what? Sell your house and just buy a house where you can walk to the school. What's the problem? What's the big deal? Well, wait a minute. What if I work in a city? Get an apartment in a city. Downsize your entire life. But I have kids. Hey, screw you. Uproot your kids and move. This is the price of democracy. We're fighting for democracy. We're fighting for freedom. Don't you want freedom and democracy around the world? Well, it costs you. And you know what's going to cost you? Sell your car, get rid of your car, sell your house, and move closer to your. This is the shit I'm actually seeing on Twitter and the internet. By the way, here's Twitter for me in a nutshell. This is what Twitter is for me. When you die, if there's a place called hell, this is what I picture hell. It's a cyber cafe where you have to sit there and read tweets all day long. That's hell because Twitter is just filled with people that have solutions to all of your problems. Complete strangers have solutions to all of your problems and know how to live your life and have the answer to everything. They have intelligence information from the government, even though they have nothing to do with the government. They have scientific backgrounds on health and COVID and all of that stuff. They have doctorate degrees. Whatever the problem is, they get a degree in it that day and are able to solve all. That's what Twitter is. So this is some of the stuff that I'm literally seeing people spew. How are other ways that we can apply? I made a list and I started looking at other things that we could do. So move, buy an electric car, get rid of your house, live in an apartment, uproot your family, uproot your kids, move somewhere. But whatever you do, listen, don't leave a blue state and move to a red state. We don't want that. No, don't do that because then all you're doing is helping out a red state. We want you to stay in the blue state. Okay, so if your taxes are too high and you want to move from a blue state, don't do that. Definitely don't do it. That's one thing we don't want you to do. What else can you do? Tweet about it. Tweeting about it definitely will solve your problem. Sharing memes that people say will help solve your problem. That is always a huge way to solve problems in the world, whether it's the war, COVID. Sharing memes is let me tell you, you want to get rid of shit, share a meme. Here's all kinds of things that you could do to help your life. Here's another thing you do. Win the lottery. How hard is it? 6 numbers. Go win the lottery. If you win the lottery, your problem will be solved. Then you could be the rich person telling the poor person how they should go about living their life. This is some of the unbelievable shit that is out there. Not compassion, not, hey, listen, this is really tough. Feel bad for you guys. You know what? Prices are high. Let's figure out a way to make this work. Let's figure out solutions for the current situation you're in. No, it's just suck it up. Suck it up. What else can we do? Move. These are some of the things I read. Here's another thing you should definitely do. When times are hard, what you should do is donate to your political party of your choice. That's right. If you're struggling at the pump, if you're struggling in your life, if you don't have money for health insurance, definitely donate to someone's campaign. Because the reason why your political party is not able to get stuff done, they don't have enough power. They need more power. So if you live in a red state that's falling apart, definitely donate to the Republicans. If you live in a blue state that's falling apart, definitely donate to the Democrats. Because here's the problem. See, it's not that they don't have power. They don't have enough power. They need more. Whatever you do, don't vote for the other party to try to change things. Don't do that. No. Continue to vote the same people in over and over again because they don't want term limits. So why should you give them term limits? That's right. Continue to put the same people in power because the problem, the reason I'm not able to solve your problem, they don't have enough power. They need more. So take your money that you can't afford anything else and donate to them. They love when you do that. Definitely donate to them. By the way, this is a great thing. So we're all in this together. We're all in this together. So let me read to you something by Town Hall. I'm going to read this to you. Again, the green screen thing kind of blacks it out, but there it is. Let me read this to you. So we're all in this together. Amid economic turmoil, this is from Town Hall, and this is March 21st, 2022. Amid economic turmoil for the American people, their representatives in Washington gave their offices a double-digit raise this month, even as the American worker finds their real wages decreasing due to inflation that outpaces wages at new. If you missed Congress giving itself a little pat on the back, that's understandable. Members aren't likely to tout outside the Beltway how they're filling their own coffers plus funding, as roll call explains, funding. That line got cut off. Okay, as roll call explains, the $5.9 billion fiscal 2022 legislative branch funding portion would substantially boost the office budgets of House members and would provide a $774.4 million for the member representational allowance, known as the MRA, which funds the House office budgets for lawmakers, including staffer salaries. The increased taxpayer funding for congressional offices is $134.4 million, more than was allocated in the last fiscal year. A 21% increase. 21% increase. Inflation went up 8%. They gave themselves a 21% raise. So they didn't match inflation. They basically nearly tripled it. Okay. According to the House Appropriations Committee summary. In addition, congressional offices on the House side get $18.2 million for paid internships. This is amazing. So the increase in taxpayer dollars going to congressional offices, of course, comes as the American Congress represents continue to struggle under President Biden, congressional Democrats' economic policy, blah, blah, blah. Let's blame them. They're at fault, blah, blah, blah. You know how I feel about this. Both sides suck. They both voted for this. They both voted for it. So everyone who's out there, Republicans are the worst. Democrats are the worst. They all voted to give themselves a raise. You know why? Because they don't give a shit about you. Much like rich people who tell you how to solve your problem, don't give a shit about you. They're not coming to your neighborhood. Like when there was protests. Hey, good job, guys. You guys should definitely protest in your neighborhoods. That's right. Go out there, protest. You know what? Sometimes you need a little violence in your neighborhoods. Defund the police. You know what? Yes. I don't use the police. Okay. I never call the police. My security guy calls the police. I don't call them. I have never called 911. My private security calls 911. I don't call 911. And, so we don't need cops. You don't need cops in your neighborhood. My neighborhood, we could use a couple. We could use a couple in my neighborhood, to help out my security team. To help out. It's not because I want them for me. I want them to help out my security team. By the way, with that raise, just so you know, with the raise that they gave themselves, here's an interesting thing that I will tell you that they did not fund. Okay. Let me show you. Where is this article? Okay, here we go. From NPR. From NPR. I'm reading this from NPR. Not exactly a right-leaning source. The White House is warning it will have to wind down a program that pays to test, treat, and vaccinate uninsured people for COVID-19 because the administration has run out of money for the program. They ran out of money for COVID, gave themselves a 21% raise, which Congress has failed to include in the funding legislation. COVID, F you. Their own raise, absolutely. 21% increase. Tell me again how one side is better than the other. Tell me again, because I love the way some of you are so supportive. You will take a red or blue flag into a burning building and support people that don't give a shit about you. So keep fighting for them because they're not fighting for you. That's right. COVID for them is over. Their raise, triple the inflation rate. Okay. So again, rich people telling poor people how to get over it. You got to love it. You got to love it, especially when they start attending their galas, when they go to things and they get all kinds of donated stuff, whether it's AOC getting a dress donate. She's at the Met Gala making $175 a year. All of their wives, Mitch McConnell's wife is loaded. Pelosi's husband made hundreds of millions of dollars. Look, man, don't try to sell me on the bullshit that one side is any better than the other. If you honestly believe that, I really feel you have your head as far up your ass as it can go right now. Open your eyes. They don't care about us. Neither side. Neither side. The best thing to do, vote them all out. But be the term limits that they won't give themselves. Because I'm telling you, people, they love us divided. They want us fighting. They want us telling each other how to live and how to save money. Okay, so that's enough rant on that. Let me move on to my next topic. This kind of works right into my boss, Trevor Noah. So I don't know if you saw, Trevor did a thing on a Daily Show where he talked about Kanye and how Kanye's overreacting and really, saying some things that are kind of wild out there and wacky about, his wife. And he did a claymation video decapitating Pete Davidson. And, Trevor made a good point. He was like, hey, listen, when do we consider this art? When do we not consider it art? Now, with regards to that, Kanye makes a video supposedly decapitating Pete Davidson with a claymation. And people are like, well, what is that? Is it art or not? Look, that's a tough one because you know what? To me, when you show that kind of violence in any type of video, I'm sorry. I'm not calling that art anymore. Okay. And when Kathy Griffin did it with the Trump head, you know what? I was like, now that to me is a personal, this is how you feel. This is not about art. This is what you feel. And I agree with Trevor, not because he's my boss. I agree with him because I think he was right on that. This is how you feel. That was how Kathy Griffin felt. Even when Madonna was standing outside the White House and she's like, we should blow that shit up or whatever. I don't think you could go that far with it. So Kanye took a swipe at Trevor with some racial slurs. They banned Kanye for 24 hours. Now, here's the interesting thing. So Trevor comes out and says, look, before I get to that. So Kanye was supposed to perform at the Grammys. He was supposed to be in like 5 different sketches, whatever the hell it is, 5 different performances at the Grammys, part of 5 different on-camera stuff. Okay. The Grammys say, nah, Kanye, we're not going to have you there. Trevor's hosting. And Trevor said, look, I don't want him canceled. I want him counseled. By the way, amazing tweet. Again, I'm not trying to kiss my boss's ass. He knows I like him, and he knows when we disagree. Brilliant stuff there by Trevor. What are the Grammys thinking? You have an opportunity here to have 2 people that are having a Twitter battle of sorts, okay? And they can actually come together, resolve their differences, and not that the Grammys should be about Trevor and Kanye, but show that, look, we could be bigger than our moment, our misunderstanding, and share a stage together and say, hey, look, you said something about my married life and my marriage situation, which you don't really know about or you shouldn't be getting involved with. Yes, it's public. Yes, it's out there. Yes, I put myself out there. But you know what? You kind of get involved in a marriage situation. And then Trevor could turn around and say, hey, listen, man, you made this public. You're the one putting this for everyone to see. So when you put yourself out there for everyone to see and you marry somebody like a Kardashian, you know what you're getting. So you should be expecting this. You're not handling it the right way. Should I have maybe picked up the phone and said, hey, listen, I'm actually concerned about you one-on-one as opposed to doing it on a show. There's a lot of things we could learn from that moment. And the Grammys are like, no, we're not going to have them here. We're not going to have a learning moment. Now, I could be wrong about all of this. All of this stuff could potentially be the Grammys setting this up. Who knows? But to me, this was an opportunity where you could have two people having a beef that were going to be in the same place in 2 weeks, build to working something out and showing, look, even when we disagree on something that's personal, we can overcome it. Just my thoughts. Again, want to do these quick burst videos. I know they're without warning. I know that they come out of nowhere. I did this one live. I've been pre-taping. You can let me know if you watch live. You can let me know if you watched on replay. Either way, it's cool. I need you to subscribe to my YouTube page. The more YouTube subscribers I have, the better it is for me. And YouTube has not been very friendly to free speech lately. But still, this is where this stuff goes out. So please subscribe, like, share, tell people, hey, this guy's having some fun. He's putting some fun topics out there. He's trying to make, light of certain situations while at the same time letting us know, hey, don't let them divide us. We need to come together. We need to be better than our representatives. This is a let me, real quick, I'm going to go off on this real quick. This is a representative government. The people in Washington are supposed to represent us, okay? And right now, they are divided. And because they're divided, they're making us divided, okay? They are dividing us. I don't think they're really representing who we are as a people, because when there is a situation like we're seeing in Ukraine, Americans are really there to support people like that. Now, listen, at the same time, Saudi Arabia is bombing the shit out of Yemen and no one cares. Inform yourselves about that and ask yourselves why we're covering one war and not the other, okay? Israel's bombing the shit out of Syria. They've been attacks in Palestine. How come no one's covering that? Okay. There's been a war in Somalia and a genocide in Somalia for a long time. How come we're not covering that? A lot of people don't know. Everyone's like, this is the first war in Europe in years and years and years. Listen, Azerbaijan and Armenia were fighting a war for 18 months up until 2021. No one covered it. Okay. And I remember a war in Yugoslavia where, it became Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia, Herzegovina. Remember that when they were playing soccer with human heads? Remember that school bus of kids that got wiped out in machine gun fire? Look, for whatever reason, they're telling you and guiding you in certain ways. The key is this. When humanity has to come out, we are seeing right now in the war in Ukraine, we're seeing people from all over the world circle the wagons because that is the best of who we are. So you know what? Whenever there's a 9/11, whenever there's an earthquake, whenever there's destruction in certain places, that's who we are as people. Not this political divide bullshit that they get off on. And the reason they do that, I'm telling you, the reason they do that is because, you know what? The more we're divided, the more they can try to funnel money to themselves. They can tell you how they need more power to accomplish things for you. They want it for them. They want more power. They want to tell you how, look, see, the bad guys, man, we got to fight the bad guys. And you know who can fight the bad guys? Me. So donate to me so I can need more power to work for you. That's not the way this works. That's not the way a representative government works. So people, remember, people that matter most are not the ones in Washington. They're the ones on your block. They're the ones in your neighborhood. They're the ones your kids go to school with. They're the ones that you associate in restaurants. Take care of your local community. Take care of your neighborhood. Screw what they're saying in Washington. Don't let them divide you. Let's come together as a people. I know we could be better. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, I'll throw these out there whenever I can. Throw me topics, throw me ideas. Again, if you have criticism, make it constructive. Vin, you suck. Vin, you're not funny. It's only going to get you deleted and banned because I'm zenned out. I don't need you in my life. I'm good that way. All right. Everybody, have a great night. Thank you. Enjoy. And listen, just, man, let's hope peace and love can spread somehow and we can get through this.